Alright, so this is awkward. I was clearing out some of my, worlds. Just getting rid of some of the fluff, and, I accidentally deleted the recording world. So, yeah, we're just gonna start back from zero because I have no idea what I want to play today. I have things in mind, and they are in the pipeline, so to say. But I also have other stuff that I want to do. So, yeah. Um, oh, dog. The things that I have planned. So, I want to do more horror games. I was thinking of either just dropping down on itch, checking out what some little indie little, creations are, and then calling it good, playing some of those and having fun with that. Um, I also wanted to play some of the horror RPGs that I have in my Steam library, which one of them is Look Outside. If you've not heard of it, it's fantastic. It has a lot of very good art in it, but I'm trying to find like a good day to just sit down and do all that. But with work and living, kind of hard to sit down and dedicate like maybe 2 or 3 hours to recording something. I guess I could do it in the morning while just like I'm doing these, and but these are pretty easy to just record and get out because there's a lot less story elements, and in like a story based game you kind of want those story elements in there, or else what's the point of playing that story based game? Last casual Minecraft. Let's talk about that. So I didn't really have a direction or a plan. I said I guess I can just go kill the Ender Dragon. This one I want to do things sort of big, big build, big big builds. I want to create like giant towns and stuff like that. And I'm going to periodically have some friends and family possibly join in. I've also been planning to do like a hardcore Minecraft series. And then, well, I don't know how long that'll last because we're all pretty stupid. So that might not last very long. Or, it would be like, this time we're going to do it, this time we got it, and we'll go in again and try and hit it. But yeah, the hardcore Minecraft series sounds fun. I know a lot of people like watching those hardcore series because I wouldn't do that shit. That shit sounds hard. But who knows? A lot of things that you can plan to do or that you want to do that sometimes it just won't work out. Fox. Oh, there's a village over there. But yeah, so just gonna go into this casual Minecraft as casual as possible. I don't want to get too far from spawn just because when I do start having people occasionally come on and start building stuff, I don't want to be too far away to where they can't reach me. But we're definitely gonna have to go out and start getting materials as fast as we can because I would like to have a pretty cool world going. Take that. But yeah. So the original world that got axed. That sucks. But I didn't really have a plan for that world, so that's fine. This one I do have a plan. Big builds, big everything. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna be like poggies. That's cool. And yeah, I don't know if I should have like. Oh, cool. I don't know if I should have like these like big, names and stuff like that. Like I don't know. Just fucking. We'll see how it goes. See where it goes. Nothing in the barrels. But yeah. So first order of business, get shit started. Start building little center, little command center. But this is so huge. Look at all this. I appreciate every single one of you. Even more huge. Look at all that. But yeah, get everything started up, get everything, going. Make sure I don't delete the world again, because, that sucks. So your whole mix stack. How do you open this? Oh! That's cool. That's neat. I've never actually used those bags, so... That's a polar bear. But yeah. So that's the plan. Get a big build going, get everything all cool, have friends and family come in, build some shit, and then just make a giant town, and everybody can feel good because they contributed. I think that's a good goal for now. And then, of course, get all the, kill all the, big bosses, like, that weird abyss dude. Yeah. That's it. That's the plan. In theory, things should go well. But, best laid plans of mice and men. That was a fucked up book. Don't read that book. Actually read that book, but... Alright, so... ventured out a little bit. Got some beginning resources, so we're gonna find a place to make our base. And it's gonna be a great base. It's gonna be cool. Everybody's gonna be like, that's such a cool base. Now, me personally, I like to build into mountains. You see Snow Fox. I like to build into mountains because I feel safe in the mountain. I wonder if you can tame foxes. I should probably look that up. There's so much about Minecraft that I don't know anymore, just because I play it casually, not really like, what's the next big update? Apparently you can ride gas now, you can find gas, and that's cool. I like that. That's interesting. But let's get to mining here. You know what they say. Oh, wrong one. So we're just gonna mine out this little hole right here. So this is gonna be, you know what? We're just gonna have it on the ground level. I have a shovel. I should probably use that shovel. It's so weird that the snow actually falls like that now. So we're just gonna carve out into this and call it good. I have a realm that I'm a part of. It's like a family realm. My wife and her cousins started opening it up. And I remember I have a really cool build on there. We started going just in with like no cheats enabled and stuff like that. But sooner or later we just kind of got bored and we're like, let's just build some crazy shit. So we did that. And now I'm very proud of this build because I did it all by hand, actually going out to get the resources that I needed for it, because this thing was massive. It was just huge. Like a giant, like in the mountain, like I don't even know what it was, but it was just, it looks dope. And I did it all by hand, and I was very proud of it. I even did all the interior by hand, going out, getting the resources, putting it together. I think that's like the pinnacle of my building. And then I made a giant pyramid, because I always make a giant pyramid in every world that I'm in, for some reason. But then, yeah, I started doing creative stuff, and then I was just like, well, I did edit my bedroom in that world. Maybe I'll just load it up one time and then show what my building prowess was, because that shit was awesome. But yeah, right now we're just gonna hollow this out. I think we got pretty all right with this. We'll go a little bit past my normal recording time, just because this is getting everything started up, setting down the game plan, setting everything up. It is getting dark, and I'm about to get my booty hole stalked by creepers and Zambambos. We're just gonna... And then we're gonna do this. Boop, boop, boop. And I'm gonna grab this. And then we're gonna go in here. Now, the art of building the cave base. I'm gonna shut up right now. We do need 2 sets, so boop, boop, and then boop, boop. So this will all be replaced. So this is gonna be main entrance, all that jazz. But right now, we're gonna plop this bed down, and we're gonna catch some Z's, because it's becoming nighttime, and nobody likes nighttime. And then there we go. Now we don't have to worry about the monsters of the night coming to give us little butt tickles. So there's some copper up there. We need to find some coal. And I guarantee you, if we just keep digging in this cave, we will find some coal. It's either that, or we're just going to have to make charcoal. Either way, it'll be fine. Actually, let's just make some charcoal right now. I think that's the game plan. Take 9 of these. And we'll just convert the rest of this over here. And then there we go. We got some charcoal making. You know, that's what I like about Minecraft. You can just keep starting up, you know, new world, new everything, and then, you know, every world's going to be different. Like, I don't particularly like the spruce forest and stuff like that, but there's cool little foxes everywhere. But I think that's the entertaining thing about Minecraft, is that, like, every single time you start, it is going to be a new world. Like, everything's going to be different. Like, you may build the same thing, or, like, you'll follow blueprints to build big structures and all that jazz, but other than that, the game's just... It is really nice to just chill. Like, I don't feel like every time I start a new world, like, oh, I'm starting from zero. Like, oh, it's gonna be forever to actually get things going. Like, I don't really feel like that when I play this. I just chill, you know? Very nice, very casual. I think that's the reason why Minecraft is so successful in of itself, is that you can just play this, whether you've been on the same world for, like, the last 2 years, and, you know, or you're just starting out again on a brand new world. Like, it'll still be just as fun, just as relaxing, and just nice chill vibes all around. Just put that right there. I did see a little bit of a gap, so I'm going to make a chest real quick. Then we're going to put all our nice procured goods in this chest. Put these bags, put this paper, put that. And we're going to put half our bread, just in case we perish. Put our seeds, put that, put that. Put our potatoes in there. And then put the apples in there. We're going to put on all this armor, even though I'm covering up my nice cool sweatshirt. Then we're going to make a couple more pickaxes, and then we're going to head back down in there. Oh, wait. hold on. Put that in there. Put these in there. Because don't wanna lose those. All right. Pull out more sticks. Then we're gonna go and see if that little opening was for a cave. Pull all those. Then we will just plant these out here. Should probably put some torches outside my base so that I can find it. And I've been getting a little pointers and a little tips. A little just, hey, okay. A little just hey for your information. And my wife and my buddy have told me, hey, sound a little less deadpan while you're recording. And I said, all right, I can do that. So we're gonna add a little bit more energy to my voice. Just a bit, not too much. I don't want to be overbearing. You know, I'm not a very like, oh my god, guys, look at this. Today we're gonna be yeah, we're not doing that. I'm not that kind of guy. I enjoy my YouTube videos to not just be fucking blowing my eardrums out with the most annoying guy I've ever heard. I like my YouTube videos to, you know, not be annoying. But I mean, some people like that high energy just, well, today we're gonna... It's just not my speed. I'm not that YouTuber. If you want me to be that YouTuber, I can't be that YouTuber. Iron, coal, everything in between. But yeah, well, just a little bit more energy, so I don't sound like I'm dead inside. Maybe I should use my work voice, because I think everybody has that, where you go into work and you just pitch your voice up a little bit more. So then you're just like, you know, you don't sound so scary. You're just like, you don't sound like you don't want to be there, even though we all don't want to be there. Listen, nobody truly, like, unless you're doing, like, you know, something you truly love and stuff like that, I feel like most people are just like, man, I cannot wait until that clock hits whatever time it's time for me to go home. Ow. Oh, hey, we're cool. But yeah, I rarely meet people like that. I knew a few people like that while I was in the military. They're just like, every day that we go out here, we're going out for America, and sometimes that shit can get draining. And you're just like, shut the hell up. It's too early, and it is way too many days into this deployment for you to be this fucking chipper. I think that's what that breaks that. It not breaks you down. It just gets exhausting. I don't know about for anybody else, but I was in the Navy, so every day, just kind of like every week was just like Groundhog's Day, like the same thing on repeat. Just hoping that the day that gets closer to your port call just ticks ever so closer. And then you just forget that you're ever going to be seeing land again, and you're just like, oh, this is my life. And then they're like, hey, we're pulling into blank today. And you're just like, thank God. I got to visit a lot of cool places while I was in the Navy. I was stationed in Japan for 2.5 years, and I absolutely loved it. That was, besides my buddy Spencer roping me into the military. Also, if you don't know by now, or if you haven't watched any of the other videos that I've brought this up, I was in the Navy for 8 years. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. The longest person in the military out of my family, so I'm gonna wear that badge with fucking honor. But yeah. So I was in Japan for 2.5 years. I was stationed in Sasebo, which fantastic. If you've never been there, you should go there. It is. You get like the taste of like big city Japan, or like a not big city, but a marginally sized city, you know. But you also are like maybe an hour away from like visiting like country life and stuff like that. So it's like it's very beautiful. Like Japan is stunningly beautiful. If you've never been, or you've been thinking like, "Ah, I want to go," but just go. Like honestly, do yourself the favor of going to Japan and like experiencing everything that the culture has to offer. Like, you know, go and, you know, go do the if you're into anime, yeah, of course, go to Akihabara and, you know, see the Electric City and all the anime and the Sega building, which is not the Sega building anymore. Like, go out there, do all that, but don't just focus on like that kind of stuff. Like, there's so much more to Japan than just like anime and like nightlife culture. It's like it's just you can become such a learned person by just maybe experiencing one or two things. Go to a temple. They're fun. They're very beautiful. It's a very nice time to go out there. You know, they they love sharing their culture with everybody because, you know, it's a nice learning experience. You learn a lot about somebody by learning their culture. But yeah, go to Japan. That's basically all I'm saying. Japan's awesome. Other places I went to Australia. Went to Melbourne, Brisbane, and it was Melbourne, Brisbane, and I can't remember the last one. Oh, Sydney. Yeah, because the Sydney Opera House. Duh. Oh my god. But Australia was cool. Went to Hong Kong. That was awesome. And yeah. Oh wait, I went to Singapore as well. But Singapore had a lot of cool like buildings around it. I don't remember a lot of Singapore. I only got to go out for a few days. But yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. Very interesting. Out of all the places that I went for a port visit, Hong Kong was awesome. Hong Kong was just cool. But yeah, that's pretty much about my time in the service was full of that. And then I went to San Diego and like, California's California. I am not a big fan of California. I could take it or leave it. And that's not anything about like the people. It's just my allergies were so shit over there. Like I could not do anything because I was just constantly like, I hate life. And there's like no seasons in California. I don't know how you guys do it. Like dealing with California weather and like it's constantly summer. Like I think the coldest it ever got when I was in California was like high 50s, not even. Like it did not get to the point where I needed to wear like a sweater, maybe. And like I'm from the Midwest. I have a higher tolerance for cold, but I saw people walking around in like jackets. I was like, what are you wearing? Like maybe a light spring jacket. Which, you know, I guess I'm just built different, as the kids say. But yeah, I mean, been a lot of places, seen a lot of things, met a lot of people, ate a lot of food. That was probably the best thing. Whenever I would pull into a port, I would be like, we gotta find like the most hole in the wall, like, you know, awful on the outside, looking like you wouldn't even think it's a restaurant. You think they sell used mufflers in there. And it's like, you know, you go in there and, like, you know that that place is going to have the best food. If it's, like, you know, out front, there's just, like, maybe, like, a sign that says food inside. I don't know how my buddy did it. My buddy Thung was, like, a savant at finding, like, the best restaurants. I don't know if he could just smell it in the air. He was just like, that way is good food. So we would go there. We would follow what he said, because this man could find the best restaurants out of anywhere. And then, yeah, oh, I have a funny story about Hong Kong, actually. We have, on the ship, you have this thing called a ship card. So it's basically like, you use that to buy things within, like, you know, the ship store and stuff like that. And the ship store just sells, like, if you need a new belt buckle, like, some toiletries and, like, cigarettes and dip and stuff like that. A few snackies, you know, you can get those yakisoba, like, you know, little microwave noodle things, which those were godsend. But, yeah, so I had the ship card, and I made my PIN, you know, what I usually make my PIN for, like, you know, most things. So, I was like, I went into Hong Kong, and I pulled out my debit card, and mind you, this is, like at least a month or two, so I haven't used my debit card in, like, a month or two. So I put it in the machine. I was gonna pull out some money, and I put in the wrong PIN. And I was like, what? No, that's the right PIN. So I put it in again, and then it's like, card rejected, wrong PIN. I was like, what? No. So then I was like, I guarantee this is the right PIN. I'm so certain. And I put it in, and the machine ate my card. Because I put in the wrong PIN 3 times, and I was like, fucking no! So I, like, called, we, like, spent, like, 20 minutes going to the bank that was, like, a part of that ATM, and I was like, yo, is there any way that I can get my card? I have my ID, everything, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, no, we can't help you with that. And I was like, fuck! But, yeah, so, kept putting in the wrong PIN, and then my card got eaten in Hong Kong, which, that was great. That was super fun. That made me feel so happy. But my buddy there, he's like, hey, I'll loan you like $500. Just pay me back when we get back into the States. I mean, not to the States, but when we get back to base. And I was like, you are a godsend. So that was fun. That was my little Hong Kong adventure. So we were just, you know, chilling, having fun in Hong Kong. It was a pretty decent time. I went out with one of my buddies. I had this old Hotline Miami jacket with, like, all the masks from it. Like, it was all there, and, like, some really neon pink and neon, like, light blue coloring on it. And he's like, dog, that fucking jacket is the most ugliest fucking jacket I have ever seen. And I shit you not, like, 2 minutes later, while we were, like, well, not 2 minutes later, but while we were getting the bill to, like, leave, the waitress was just like, hey, I really like your jacket. Where'd you get that? And my buddy just threw his hands up. He's like, the fuck am I living in? But, yeah. I have a lot of little stories from Hong Kong. I think that's the one I remember the most. Because, like, Australia, I was just, like, we just went around and, like, did a lot of touristy stuff. But in Hong Kong, we were just kind of, like, rats on the street. So, we didn't know what we were doing. We were all just out there doing shit. Which is super fun. I do remember one time we were walking by this alleyway, and we saw, like, this withering black mass on the ground. And my buddy threw a bottle at it, and I shit you not, like, fucking 20 rats came running out of the alleyway, and we just shit ourselves. What do I really remember about Australia? I remember one day while I was in Australia, my buddy wanted to go find the best French toast. And I was like, I don't think Australia is known for their French toast, bud. He's like, yeah. but I really want some French toast right now. And I was like, okay. So we went around. I think this is in Brisbane. So we went around for like the whole day from restaurant to restaurant to get French toast. And I was just like, like the first restaurant we went to, we were just like, this place says, advertising breakfast out front. Let's go. Just gotta get some French toast here. So we go in there, we getting some French toast. And then he asks the waiter, he's like, hey, do you know any other places around here that have good French toast? And the waiter was just like, oh, well, you gotta go over here. And so we were like, all right, cool. And then we put in the little address into our GPS or whatever in our little phones. And we started walking out there, and we're just moving. And we get there, and we're just like, 2 French toast. So we get more French toast. And that French toast was all right at best. I remember it being very mid, and I was just unimpressed by it. But then he asked the waitress again. He's like, hey, where's the best French toast in this town? And she's like, well, you got to go to this place. So we go out there. And I shit you not, I still remember this French toast. I don't remember anything about the restaurant. All I remember was the French toast. It was like a caramel French toast. And it had like, this caramel drizzle on top. It had cinnamon, apples with it. And it was delectable. It was divine. I was like, this is the best French toast. And then he's like, yeah, it's all right. And I wanted to punch him. I was like, this is the best French. We are done. Our quest is done. French toast obtained. The best. Oh, yeah. Whatever you do in a town, like, wherever you are, just have fun. Experience things. Go to touristy spots. There's a reason why they're touristy spots. Obviously, because, tourism. But, yeah. Go out and do that, Tons of people are more than welcome to answer your dumb questions that you have or, show you, like, the good, like, local spots or stuff like that. Like, people are a lot more, especially if you're, a decent human being and not a jackass and you're just like, well, where's this? Not, hey! But, yeah. Just be a decent human being. And if things say no photography, don't take a fucking picture of it. That's the one thing. A lot of people who are ignorant to other people's cultures will go out there and they'll make themselves and everybody else from the place that they're from just look like jackasses. And that's not good for anybody. We like being able to go to other places and experience different cultures, but you gotta be respectful of where the hell you go. I know that's funny coming from somebody who's in the military, but we are told countless times, do not embarrass us, do not embarrass the rest of the United States Navy, blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of drilled into your head to not be a jackass, and somehow, some way, someone will still fuck it up. That's a guarantee. But most of the times it's a Marine anyway, so. Anyways. Yeah, go out, travel, experience stuff. The world's a big place. And if you're like, oh, well, that's great from somebody who can't afford to even pay groceries, well then, I'm sorry. You could do what I do. I work for an airline now, so then you can just hop on a flight, but, that's preposterous. What? What have I been going? I've been on a fucking rant. That's usually how these things go, don't they? Get on a big rant and then just keep going, lose track of where you were. Yeah, that's what I like to do. Am I ever gonna say anything super insightful or like revolutionary and groundbreaking, like, you know, the scholar of our time. No, absolutely not. But I can tell you that I have a lot more story. You fuck off. Wait, I can get some. I can get some. I can get some potential redstone. Poggies. I am poisoned. I need to not be poisoned. I do not have milk. I don't have a bucket. But I do have redstone. So I can make a compass. Awesome. Well, that's going to sit in my inventory forever. Let's make a trash chest. Something to just throw some materials in. Put you near the front because eventually I'm definitely going to expand on this. And yeah. Because I wanna get deep in and then build up. Let's see, how deep in do I have to get? Pretty deep. No. Yeah, maybe like 2 or 3 layers more in. Because I want like the top of it to be facing out that way. Which I think that would be cool. You know, I never understood. Does it point back to world spawn? Hold up, that's gonna be a little bit weird and annoying to hear because I'm just adjusting my microphone. Does it always point back to world spawn, or is it because it doesn't look like it's pointing to my bed? So probably just world spawn. Anyways, good on chest for right now. I'm not chest. Good on coal for right now. I would assume getting a farm up and going would be ideal. But right now, we are just going to venture forth. See if there's a new... Okay, well, I know we were digging in that other mine for like, solid 5-10 minutes, but something a little bit better. Okay, so we are gonna make a bucket, go get some water, and then we are gonna call it good right there, because I have been recording for almost 40 minutes, which is wild. Let's see. I put all that iron. I didn't grab it. That's funny. Anyways, well, I think that's about good. Make the bucket, and then later on, we're gonna go down into that giant hole. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy any of my stories or me just ranting endlessly on here, consider giving a like, maybe subscribe. I heard that the subscribe button does that little flash thing when I say it, so yeah. I'll catch all of you later. Bye. I will